This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Oh, isn't that hair fabulous? Broadcasting live from the new hotspot on Fort Myers Beach, Wahoo Willies! It's time for another exciting, award-winning episode of Beach Talk Radio. Here are your humble hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Hello. Okay, so he set it up hours in advance. He's got no voice. So I will take this opportunity to say that you're going to hear a lot of complaints about me during this show because I messed up and didn't bring the hoodies. But
Right.
Are you on? Okay, there you go.
Well, apparently I keep bringing the broken cord.
You just sunk your battleship right there.
No.
You've got no leg to
listen,
stand on.
I know you're going to try and get out of this, but there's no effing way you're getting out of this. So last night when we were having our little date night
It's a little loud.
outside in our backyard, because that's
A
where we
little
go.
bit.
We go out for a date and walk out in our backyard. Man, those are some killer nachos that you made last
Didn't
night,
turn
by the
it
way.
down.
So, you know, we have a lot of merchandise, and I can't fit all the merchandise in my vehicle. So I say to her, you and Marie are in charge of the hoodies. Like, I can handle the tank tops and the yellow shirts and the glasses and the cups and the koozies, but you're in charge of the hoodies. So that really meant to me, like, you put the hoodies in your vehicle because I have every other piece of merchandise in my vehicle. So the first thing that happens today is a lady shows up with her hoodie. She wants to exchange it for another size because the size is run a little big. So I said, yeah, well, they just pulled up. Why don't you just go out there and exchange it? So she goes out there, and the two of them look at her like she's got three heads. Like, what? Where are the hoodies? I don't know where the hoodies are. Well, the hoodies are back in our garage at home in Gateway because you forgot to bring all the hoodies.
I didn't forget them. When you said you're in charge, that Marie and I are in charge, I thought you meant in charge of selling them when you come down here. Like, you're going to take care of selling the shirts. We're going to take care of selling the hoodies.
So when
I didn't know you meant in charge, like, bring them, because you had already asked me to pick you up a bagel on the way down, and you were so upset because you forgot one important piece of equipment, the speaker.
Oh, see how you got to push it back on me. So I know I have.
My mind was occupied by the speaker.
What's going on
and
there,
the
Dave?
bagel.
Tell him to turn that off. That's very distracting. I don't think I want to be watching stuff like that during the show. No. Did you go out into the garage at all this morning?
No.
Oh, you're lying.
I might have gone out into the garage.
Did you see like 90 boxes of hoodies in the garage?
Well, I know how much you over purchased stuff, so it didn't really.
All right. Anyway, it's too hot for a hoodie anyway.
We had someone at our house working on the pool, and I was dealing with that, and you're of no help with that.
I see.
And I stopped along the way. Can we take a minute to do
Yes,
this?
let's do that now.
So
enough of our personal life, how we don't communicate at all.
One of our very good friends, Monica, the fairy pod
Do you want me to hold the microphone while you?
All right.
All right.
She said, "I have a gift for you." So I stopped on the way down, thanks to Marie, and picked this up. And she said nothing but nice things about me, and she was like okay about you. She's a little lukewarm about you.
Did you go to the gym today?
And so this is from Monica.
Oh, you're gonna read it?
I don't. Well, all right.
Is it mushy?
It might be. Where are my glasses? Everybody's got to keep track of them. Thank you both for everything you have done and continue to do for our battered but beautiful beach community. You're amazing and have moved mountains. That's
all right. Just keep
you're
going.
The heavy lift. You were a constant source of information to provide both as we move forward. Thank you for being such kind, compassionate, and ethical people. This is just a little book, but I poured my heart into it.
Oh.
And I hope the photos of our pod and the lessons I've learned from them bring you a little joy with much love and gratitude.
And
Monica.
when she says pod, she doesn't mean podcast. She means pod of dolphins.
So she follows these dolphins. She's got them named. She
Oh, yeah.
knows them. And so she's done a children's book.
Wow.
I think Clarence.
Clarence is the name
She's
of a
watching.
dolphin?
Yep.
Look at
And
that.
so
Very nice.
there you go. Message in a bottle. Diary of a fairy pod mother.
Wow.
And so there you go. Now I
Very
wish I
nice.
had, oh, there it is on the back. So if you would like a copy of this book, you go to www.fairypodmother.com. And we have her other book. It's a children's book. Well, you're just going to take it right out of my hands. But she's out there. I can't wait. We're going to get together. She's going to contact me when the dolphins are active. Oh, and she
She's even signed
inscribed
it for you.
it.
There
Yep.
you go.
But she gets some amazing pictures
Yes.
of this.
She knows them by name. I
Yep.
don't know how she knows their names. And
You know, I think unfortunately, and I could be wrong, she's probably watching, so she might need to correct me. But, you know, unfortunately, and that's what she does. She's out in the bay making sure people observe the speed limit because they get hit with propellers and it leaves marks on them. And unfortunately, I think that that's sort of how some people identify them by. I mean, I wouldn't know one from the other, but I mean, she is out there all the time, gets them jumping and playing. It's just, I feel like I'm at work.
All right.
All right, guys, everybody.
At least you'll have something to read for the next month.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, that's a dig at
Let's
me.
scoot over,
because-
everybody. From where are you from again? I forgot the name of the neighborhood. Laguna Shores.
And he's
Very
got
nice.
two of the biggest dogs, two of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Two big Great Danes.
How's the new pool coming? Yeah.
There's just a big hole in the yard now. They started Thursday.
All right. They're going to have like the nicest pool on all of Fort Myers Beach. What's
And
the
they're
theme of the pool
inviting
again?
everybody over for a pool party.
The theme of the pool again is what?
It's an African theme. I don't know. You guys, you must have had a date night last night.
Yeah, we did. How did you know that?
Well, you're both glowing.
Not from that though. It's from the beer. So no, he's going to have a nice African themed pool. It's the design of the pool is spectacular. It's like 10 years in the making after having to go to the town council
I've never
many
heard
times.
of a themed pool.
Well, you got to see the pictures of it. It's really nice. So, all right.
Maybe
well, enough.
like in the shape of a giraffe or something.
All right, how about we introduce our guests?
Okay.
Yeah, we're here to talk to other people, not just to
Now
ourselves.
they're like, oh,
Now
if
the
I
half
wanna
the
come
audience is
on.
gone, bored by our. There's Monica there. She said thank you. Thank you for tuning in, Monica.
Thank you for
All
the
right,
book.
our first guests are from Myers. Is it Myers without the S or with the S? Meyer Builders. Come on down, Nate Meyer and Nick. I'm not even going to try and say Nick's last name. So
Nate and Nick.
Yeah,
So we're gonna have to share a microphone.
yeah, that's fine.
We're gonna share a
That's
microphone
right,
because
I don't
you
know what I did
brought
here,
the busted
but I have
one.
no, I have tons. So I have tons of cords everywhere. So why don't you guys tell everybody who you are and you know, a little bit about Meyer Builders.
Right, we're with Meyer Builders. We
That's our camera.
Oh,
Don't
your
be
camera's right
distracted
there.
by the
Okay.
laptop. Sorry.
we're better builders than we are radio personalities. Just we originally did construction in the Keys. We do something a little bit different. It's modular construction. We started out back in 2018 doing modulars up there or down there. And it's kind of a great solution for coastal regions because everything is built to 100, 185 mile per hour wind code. So we kind of have like a hurricane tested house. We've built, how many have we built?
About. No, I got nothing works today. Nothing.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what?
We
This
built about
just-
50 houses in the Keys.
Right around 50,
I'm gonna let it
55
go
houses.
because you guys are talking, but when you guys are done, I'm going in hard on this. So go ahead.
Okay.
So you've built how many houses?
50, 55 houses down in the Keys. So that's what we work with one specific company, Affinity Modular Homes. And what happened is they said things are not going well up with construction up in Fort Myers Beach and said, would you go ahead and take a look? Which was interesting because I've been in the Keys since 96. So I've been through several hurricanes.
You
I thought,
live in
yeah,
the Keys?
Yeah. So I thought,
Wow.
I'll come up and take a look. This,
That's
you know,
a
how
nice
bad can
place
it
to
be?
live.
It is. It's a great place to live.
Do you go out fishing
This
a
is
lot?
a great place. Of
Yeah,
course.
Yes. Yes.
This is a great place to live too.
And you've
They're
got all
very
of those
similar.
crazy places down there. We were down in the Keys. There's some of those places that we didn't go to. Do you go to some of those places where they just paint
What
They're just like
about?
paint
I don't know what
themselves,
you're
right?
talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not believing that at all. All right, Nick, do you live down there?
I actually live in Bonita.
Oh, okay, yeah, like with us regular people,
Yeah.
right?
He's just a normal person. But Nick and I worked together for quite some time. He's a project manager, the project manager, actually. But so we came up here and just kind of, I think what we're kind of seeing up here is just there's so much work. People are so far backed up. Custom builders are having a hard time keeping up. I think that's where kind of the factory affinity said, this is something where we think we probably have a solution that would be helpful.
And so modular home, how big are they?
We can do basically anything a custom builder can do size-wise. So it just comes as a bunch of pieces like Legos, or how does that work? That's about right. It comes in halves or in quarters. So you'll get 2 boxes or 4 boxes,
Or
and then they
3.
get bolted
Or
together,
3.
or 3. Right.
Or even bigger.
Yeah, and then you
think
just
you don't have a
just
mic. Oh, you're on. Okay.
yeah. And then you just push them together and bolt them together,
Put them
and
together, bolt them together, and then it's exactly like a site build home.
and so it's ready to
exactly
go
that.
right from then. It's
But
like
pretty much. It takes us, once we get a house on site, it takes us 1 to 2 months to finish it out. I mean, project manager, am I pushing you on?
he's
My
got
mic
his.
Oh,
works.
okay.
Yeah, generally speaking, just a regular, 1,000 square foot house, 1,500 square foot house takes about 4 to 6 weeks to totally wrap up. Once you get into the 2-story homes, it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes even more, kind of depending on the size and how much stuff we actually have to do on site. But whenever the house gets here from Affinity, it's about 80% complete, sometimes 70, sometimes even 90. But it's a very streamlined process.
So when we did we did a special show a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Down on the other end, Affinity was part of that, right? They're building the homes and warehouses somewhere in like
South
Georgia.
South
Okay.
Georgia. Yep.
And then what's the price range for some of these houses that you're bringing down here on the beach?
Yeah, so it could start as low as about the high 300s, about 390,000, 380,000 for about a 1,100 square foot house. But then it can even range all the way up over $1 million. So there's a lot of different kind of price ranges, but it's really affordable for the common person to build back after a hurricane.
We've built in the Keys, we've built houses that were, that sold for 800,000. We built houses that sold for 3.5. So it's, there's a pretty
It's a
big
big-
range of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what are the benefits of a modular home versus traditional built home?
Really, truthfully, there are a couple of minimal construction benefits, like they glue and screw them in a factory. They're built in a climate controlled environment, which really helps, especially with the rains we get here in Fort Myers.
Yeah, they were
and the
really
Keys.
pushing that last at that meeting that we had. Totally climate controlled. It doesn't rain on the house. You don't have to worry about the mold from the. I should
Right.
say mold, but you don't have to worry about the humidity of everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
How many houses can you build in a warehouse?
Well, let him finish answering the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, come on, Ed.
I mean,
was just getting
seriously, let him answer the
She's
benefits.
gonna be trying
I'm
to get-
taking her side. I
she's
see how
gonna-
this works.
She's going to be trying to get back at me the entire show now because she forgot the hoodies.
You just keep. You give me more stuff. You just keep giving me more stuff. So I'll
Why
go
are you
ahead.
guys
But
sitting
right,
so far
so-
away? Why don't you come on down and make it look like we have a bigger audience for crying out loud? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Yeah, so it's really similar to a site built home.
Okay.
In fact, we did site built homes for quite some time, but the construction's the same, the codes are the same, everything is the same. The big advantage, I would say, is the environmentally
Yeah.
controlled.
And secondly is the streamlined process. It's a much shorter time frame. I mean, we can literally do a house from contract signing all the way to completion of the house in about six to 7 months,
Wow.
as opposed to a year and a half, 2 years for a
Right.
site built home.
There's such a difference. Like I've said this a couple of times before. When you hear modular home, you think about going down the Long Island Expressway and seeing like 700 homes just lined up on chocks or something.
Absolutely.
But when you look at the homes that they had on the posters and the pictures at that meeting, they don't look anything like that. I mean, you really can't tell the difference.
I think that's what's kind of happening. There's this, and this is what happened in the Keys because of the storms probably 15, 20, even 25 years ago, where there was kind of this stigma with modulars.
Mhm.
Everybody thinks manufactured home is completely
Yep.
different,
Right,
but
right.
we all have that in our heads. And I think probably 20 to 25 years ago in the Keys, it became a necessity, just because there was this consistent storm activity where you'd have to replace a bunch of homes.
Mhm.
There were problems with labor, so you had to figure out a way to get around that. So the first modular home started, then those started doing fantastically well in the storms.
Right.
So I think
Yeah.
that kind of the stigma went away, and now it's a completely accepted thing in the Keys. And I think there's a slow process of adapting that here.
So
But I
if
think
a,
it's
I'm glad you
happening.
brought that up because I mean I think that is true.
Which part?
There is
That's
still
the
the
elephant in the
stigma
room.
you're glad
Yeah.
he brought what up?
that is, but it's
I brought
lessening
that
a
up though.
stigma.
He didn't
Oh,
bring it up. I brought it
please.
up. How about some credit today,
You
please?
guys need more date
No.
nights.
I know we need less.
Is there
Yeah.
a therapist in the room?
So the
Are you guys married?
No, engaged.
You're
I'm married.
engaged?
He's engaged. I'm
I'm
here,
married.
you that sounded really
It
weird.
did.
like-
Well, I'm from the Keys,
I
and
don't
she
mean it
said, "Are you
like
guys
that."
married?" That was the first thing that popped into my head. And I said, "No, we're completely incompatible."
We are not engaged.
Not
at
We're
all.
married.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all.
Absolutely
Not at
not.
all.
Absolutely.
Not at all.
No, I meant
But-
you guys were commenting on our lack of
Dude, the way
communication.
you
and
said it.
So I was
We're
like,
here to talk about modular homes.
The way you said it, they didn't even know how to respond. There was a pregnated pause. Like,
well,
does
we need to follow
does she
my
mean the
thoughts.
two of us?
Well, he thought something differently.
No, he caught it right away.
Oh boy, where's the bell?
I
I didn't
meant
know this
to
was the direction this was going to take.
Oh well, then I
I
guess
wouldn't
you
have
have
signed
not
up.
watched
It's not
watched
even-
enough shows
Yeah,
because
I
this
guess not.
always takes a left turn.
No, if
No.
if a storm like Ian went through the Keys now, would I mean, how is that built? Is it built resilient enough to withstand, or does it have cottages?
So Monroe County is built to the most stringent building codes within the United States.
Is that Monroe
With
County? I'm
load-wise.
sorry.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I'm
The
sorry,
Key-
Monroe
Keys are
County.
Monroe County.
Yeah, so the modular homes, and that's the thing. Storm after storm, these modular homes fare consistently better than the site-built homes. You can drive around after a hurricane, and the modulars maybe lose a piece of siding, or they're. And
Well,
it's,
to kind of go into his point, in Key West, in the lower Keys, we got hit with 140 mile per hour winds with Ian.
Oh, no
And,
kidding.
Yeah, so it's actually not. A lot of people didn't know that.
No.
but all
They
of our
made
houses,
it sound like it went around Key West and just
Absolutely.
came
So,
here.
yeah, we got hit first. We in my house in Key West at the time we
I
got.
thought you lived in Bonita.
I do.
Oh.
So when
he's got a
Ian
house
hit,
and
yeah.
in
So
Key West.
when
he
Ian
left
hit, we were down in the
that
Keys.
out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my son was a week and a half. He was just born.
Oh,
So he was kind of an Ian baby. But to where I was going with that point was all of the houses we built, got hit with 140 mile per hour winds
Wow.
with no damage.
nice.
Yeah.
Now, are they built up or are they down, or it doesn't matter whether they're up or down? They withstand the wind.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And the Keys, of course, they're built up, and the beach they have to be built up.
Yeah,
in
so
most of the cases,
we're
of
going
what
to have the
looking at.
same exact standard as what we have down there is going to be the same up here. Flood zones are all about the same. They're all going to be about 8, 10, 12, sometimes even 15 feet on columns.
And Nick, we have 10 up here currently.
Yes,
that we've got.
we have 10
in the
contracts
works.
signed at the
And
moment.
those are all
Here
on,
on Fort Myers
Just
Beach.
Fort Myers Beach.
are those all on 8-foot plus stilts?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, do you guys do the stilting stuff, or or does the homeowner have to?
No, we take care of everything.
Soup to
Totally
nuts.
turnkey.
Okay.
Yep.
And so, remind us again what sizes people can get, and this includes like the finishes and the not
Absolutely.
not furnishings,
Not
but like
furniture. Correct.
cabinets,
Absolutely.
all your finishes, all of that
Absolutely.
stuff.
So
Okay.
what we can do as small as a 600, 700, 800 square foot house, or as big as 3,000 plus.
And then on the outside, what kind of architecture, what kind of design can they get on the outside? Do they look like cottages? Does it look like an up north home? Like, what are the
Right.
options?
So there's a lot of different architectural details that you can do. Exposed rafter tails.
What's
you know,
that? Like these are exposed? No?
Let me see if there's
What's a
anything around here that I
rafter
can
tail?
kind of show you.
Well, it sounds like a
Cor-
dinosaur, like a
corbels, right.
raptor tail.
Corbels is another.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So we can do corbels.
But
All
just about anything you would see in a site-built home,
Yeah,
a typical
absolutely.
site-built home.
All right,
Okay.
I'm gonna try and do something here, and you guys can
You're
watch.
looking at me like you're in deep
No,
water, Kim.
no,
You're in
no,
deep
I'm-
water
I'm
with
enjoying
that.
this.
You guys can watch the computer now, so you can explain to people what we're sharing.
That's a modular home?
Yeah,
There you go, right there. Go ahead.
That's what we get a lot. That's a modular home. You
Wow.
know, right? That's
How about
that's the difference between the old stigma of,
Yeah.
of a trailer. A
Oh,
trailer.
I
up on
would never
stilts,
be,
right? No, it's
Now this is in Key West, right?
correct.
And-
Sugarloaf
How
Key.
big is that?
Wow, that's a monster
big.
right there.
2,600.
And so
All right.
underneath, it's like not livable space, right?
Correct. That's correct.
How
We'll
come
show-
you're taking that picture down?
I'm showing the inside now.
Oh.
There you go. I don't know if you guys want to kind of follow
So
along here.
ceiling fans, all of that stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff was done on site with that one, just due to the nature of how it was built.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, we can do, really customize them, or we can keep them pretty simple and super affordable.
Now, did
So
you-
nice of those people to let you take pictures of their house.
It's actually my family's home.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Look
so we
at you.
built it about 2 years ago, and it serves as a vacation rental on the ocean front.
Is that the
I
only
love the
picture you sent
floors.
in that link, or is there another house in that link that you
No,
sent?
it
me?
was just that home.
Okay, gotcha.
No, it's our
Gotcha.
most glorious products. We love
That one's
showing
been,
that one off.
that one's been through 2 or 3 storms, right?
It has.
What kind of roof? Can you choose like different roofs, or it just comes with one kind of roof?
Yeah, so some of them we can do hip roofs, or we can do just gable roofs, or with a Dutch hip.
You know what all those are.
I
right?
know.
Okay.
I got a Dutch hip right here.
Okay.
So the bottom level of the homes that you put on Fort Myers Beach, they have to be breakaway walls, right? You're building, Affinity's building homes in the warehouse with breakaway walls on the bottom because they have to be built up higher.
So the breakaway walls will get done on site. So that's what we do on
Okay.
site, and then obviously because that's below flood, so that's what we take care of on site.
Right. So how high are the houses that you are putting on Fort Myers Beach have to be built?
Yeah, so some of them are going to be as small as 8-foot columns. Some of them are going to be about 16-foot.
Where do the 8 foot? Where are you allowed to build 8 foot only high? Where on the island?
Anywhere pretty much inland, not within the coastal zone. So pretty much a stero back to the bay. Pretty
Okay.
much can be about 8-foot columns.
And everything on the beach side obviously has to be built 17-ish feet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
16 plus 1 or something, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Is what
And
they-
Nick, where's the wind load variance? Like it's got to be 180 miles per hour
Yeah. So
on the
everything.
beach.
Absolutely. So
Right.
pretty much everything, in Fort Myers Beach is all 180.
I just want to ask.
Go
So
right ahead.
how do you get them down here?
It's
Like
your
on
show.
a big truck
Yes,
with a
whatever you
big
want.
crane? Like, how do you do that?
That's exactly right.
All
A
right.
big,
crane.
big truck and a big crane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
you
That
just-
sounds simple enough to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
exactly.
the other thing they were talking about at the meeting was how deep the pilings go. How if you go a certain level, it's one cost, and if you go further down, it's another cost. Why is that? Why is that?
The actual driven piles.
Yeah.
So it really, the biggest thing is the soil conditions of that specific property.
Okay.
Some of them can be as deep as 30 feet. Some could be about 10 feet, or they don't even need driven piles. So it's all, literally that specific property.
You can put a house down without pilings at all.
Absolutely.
Just
Yeah.
drop it right in the soil, and it's good to go.
Based on the soil test.
I see.
Based on the
Yeah.
soil test
So
and the
then why?
engineer.
All right, this is a dumb question, I know,
Go
but
ahead.
why would you need to drive 30 feet down into the ground? Because it's too close to the water and you have to stop the storm surge? You're not answering the question. I'm
I
asking
think
the
I know
building
the.
guys.
Let me just see if I know the
Yeah,
answer
All
let's-
to
right,
let's
that.
let
go
her
right
go.
ahead.
I think
She wants to win the prize.
based on what they said, it depends on the soil. So if the soil is too loose, they have to go deeper till they get something to
Absolutely.
like hold it.
So you got to
Absolutely.
give her more credit.
Don't
That was
encourage
a
her.
perfect answer.
Whatever.
So do you have any
I forgot
job
the bell.
openings? Do you have
If I
any
was-
job openings?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Knock it off.
You're
Knock it
hired.
off. How dare you people?
I am
I want
crushing
my
this
hoodie
day
back
out.
now.
No, that's a pretty big. If I was sitting on that side of it, I wouldn't be so agreeable
That's
with you.
right. That's right.
So how many
I'll block and tackle
how many
for
of
you.
these houses do you think are going to be built? Like, you're not the only builder using like Affinity, are you? There
Absolutely.
are there built, or are you? Are you
No.
exclusive?
No, there's
Okay.
there's a couple of different builders here that are building Affinity homes.
So how many of those houses do you think we're going to see in the next 5 years, 10 years?
If I was to guess, I would probably say a couple hundred.
Because it's more affordable, and it's just it's better protection against the storms, or all the above.
Pretty much all the above, but
Yeah.
the streamlined process to
Mhm.
get, we're going to get people back into their homes by the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
And
going
I
to be
think
it.
I'm-
The quickness of it,
You
because
got
there's
some-
such a
you
backlog.
had some
with
special
work.
connection on the permitting. Is that how that works too?
No, I don't think.
You know
I
what they
think
were
that's
saying
gonna
though is
stay the
there's less
same.
permitting that you need when you get one of these homes, because somehow I don't even understand
Well,
how there are less
explain that.
permits. Yeah.
So from a permitting process, one of our employees that works for us, she's just phenomenal. She served on the Monroe County Board of Contractors. Her name is Christina Sharp. So she is pretty much the permit wizard. Anytime she goes into any jurisdiction,
She knows the drill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there is a drill.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think some of the issues that people have that have never had to done this before is they don't understand the process. Like,
Absolutely.
and if they have a contractor that doesn't follow through and doesn't help out, then they're left in the queue and they don't know what to do.
Absolutely.
And they found that out the hard way this year.
Right. So, down in the Keys, it takes about 2 to 3 years to get a permit.
Shut the door.
So for any permitting challenges up here, we're really not concerned about
2 to 3 years to get a permit.
You should start
Why?
doing a show down
I
there.
mean, seriously, why would it
Stir
take
the
that
pot
long?
down
It's just
there.
everything that you've got here triplet down
Is it
there with
purposely?
environmental concerns and
Wow.
it's a battle.
Well, there's not like there's land you can build on anyway, right? They're not building new developments in the
there
Keys.
could be.
Really?
There's a lot of
They
of
don't
land
want them
left,
to.
but right.
Purposely,
It's
they're
protected.
doing it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, somebody asked a question.
Don't start with your overdevelopment stuff either.
Paul asked a question. Can these houses be modified in the future? Add additions onto them?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's
Really?
it's
You can add just
exactly-
another like a pod, like those.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's just
Another
like a
Lego
site-built
piece.
home.
Yeah.
It's just you can think of it just like a site-built
Well,
home.
that one you showed that you live in there, that little shack you live in down in the
Yeah.
Keys. I mean, that looks
We
like a
don't
regular
want
house.
that little
I mean,
tiny thing.
yeah, we have this thing where we see this nice
Yeah.
2024 Corvette drive by us, nice shiny Corvette. We say, look at that piece of shit right next to us. I mean, that's what we would say about your little shack that you're living in down
No,
there.
we would not say that.
No,
That's
how much
amazing.
how much did that sell for?
Well, that one that we showed actually served as vacation rental.
Yeah.
But we built one directly right beside it. And that one sold for $3.5 million.
3.5 million.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
So
nice
just
little-
like a regular home, they accrue value
Yeah.
or
Absolutely.
not. But I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
with the market, it's not
Absolutely.
like.
But
How
a
long
good
does a home?
example down there is any appraiser that you talk to will tell you that a modular will appraise for exactly the same price
Okay.
as a site.
I
So
mean,
that's a good point.
how do you know it's a modular?
You
Unless
don't.
somebody
You
says
don't.
it's a modular. Oh, by the
Absolutely.
way, that's a modular
Right.
home.
Right.
And nothing is going down in value on Fort Myers Beach. Even the
Right.
storm
Or the
couldn't
Keys.
knock it down. Yeah.
Right.
So, where is a house that people can go see now that you've plunked down?
Do you
on
have a
Fort
model?
Myers
Well,
Beach?
we'd have to at this point we'd have to take people down to the Keys.
Right.
Okay.
Our
Good
first
point.
our first
Soon,
project.
Our next our soonest project is going to be sometime in August, September.
Where do you think you have like a street that people can see it on? I mean,
We will.
You
but
don't know
for,
if
for the
it's-
for the
it's-
for the
yeah.
homeowner's privacy. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to expose their address just
we're
yet.
all
but-
one big happy family on Fort Myers Beach. There's no such thing
Is
as
it
privacy.
Mid-Island,
Have you heard of the coconut
South
telegraph?
Island?
Oh, here we go.
Mid Island area.
Cool.
Mid-Island.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure once it's signed and sealed and starts to build, you'll want.
Once we get their approval,
Cool.
we'll definitely bring people
Yeah.
by.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, because that would be cool to see it come down
Right,
on those big
right,
trucks with
Right.
big
That's like a
cranes.
news
that-
story.
And maybe they would let me get up there and operate the.
The actual operation on the day of the set, by the time when it gets trucked down from South Georgia, get the 90-ton crane, unloading it off the trailers and setting it onto the foundation. Everybody always comes out to watch.
Yeah, everybody's got the
That's gotta
lawn
be-
chairs
yeah.
set
So
up.
we'll have
It's-
to put up probably some caution tape to keep the people out from under the house. But
Now, when people are considering this, and you're going to be doing the finishes and all of that stuff, how are they
Absolutely.
seeing that stuff? Is it online? Like, do you know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep.
Like, how
So
do they? pick
Affinity
that?
actually has a decor selections tab on their website, but where we kind of make some customizations is we allow people to customize finishes, all that kind of stuff of that nature. If Affinity doesn't have that product available in the factory, they basically omit it, delete it from their order, and then we install it on site. So
Oh, so
Now,
you
that
have
house, for example-
contacts with.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So we can keep it as pretty basic as possible, or really dress it up into a luxury style home.
So if people want to see some of the houses, the different ones that you have, where should they go? Should they go to the Affinity website or should they go to your website or both?
Probably our website would be the best place to
Right. So
start.
on our website, we've got
Which is
www.meyerbuildersllc.com.
No, nobody says the WWW
I
anymore.
do.
Why did you,
I
mean, you're-
say it.
it's like
Well,
you're
okay.
young too. Why would you
HTTP.
colon backslash?
Yeah, right. There we go.
What is it again? I've already forgotten.
Without the www.
Right.
Dot
Meyer.
Builders, MeyerBuildersLLC.com.
And I think it's on our website too. So
Yes.
you
Just
guys-
remember, it's Meyer singular.
right,
Yes.
no
I
S.
think
No
with
S.
the Myers,
Fort Myers,
Right,
Fort
it's
Myers,
easy,
Washington
easy to
State,
get
a lot of
confused.
people.
And
Absolutely.
they've been a
For him, he's
and they've been a sponsor of the show, but that's not the only reason we have them on, because people are
it's because they have nice houses in the
and,
Keys.
and because it's a good match.
Just
It's a good match and mix. People need houses on
Yeah.
Fort Myers Beach, and these are really freaking cool houses. And
Right.
we want to not only show the houses, but get people past this stigma of a modular home. Just look at some of them, and you can see it looks like a regular house.
Well, and to give
Absolutely.
people an option. I mean, if you want to do it the other way and wait, I mean, but sounds like a great opportunity
To
for
get back in
somebody
your
to
house.
get in your house, get
Absolutely.
in quick
Right.
and have a beautiful home.
I think what Fort Myers Beach needs too is they need a house like this on the beach right away,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
so other people can see, like, go through the house or look at it from
Not
the
go
outside and
through
say,
it,
holy
but
crap,
yeah.
I can do
Right.
this in X months and I can be back in my house.
Absolutely.
Because so many people are still struggling with, should I knock it down? Can I get it? I mean, at this point, 7 months later, they're still thinking maybe I can get under the 50% rule. They're waiting for Ian Debris cleanup to knock their house down. And it's a year away from
Right.
doing anything.
And to go into that point is, a new modular home, the insurance premiums are just some of the lowest you'll find.
Why
anywhere in
is
the
that?
market.
Why is that? That's an
It's just-
important
Because they
point.
meet-
it's built to code.
Okay.
It's above flood, so your flood insurance premium is super low. Your wind insurance is super, super low because it's built to 180 mile per hour standard. So, from a insurance perspective, just an overall finance perspective, personal finances, it's really affordable.
And that's a big consideration these days because the
Absolutely.
insurance rates are going to go through the roof.
Especially, if you've got
gonna they
Yeah.
have.
If you
Right.
can get it, if you can get it.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you've got a ground level concrete home, you're probably paying 10 plus in flood insurance alone, annually. But a lot of our houses are all under $1,000 a year.
And they're also crazy energy efficient.
Absolutely.
I think,
Right.
and
Why is
that's,
that?
that's
Why is it?
I think a lot of that has to do with being built in the
Yep.
environmentally controlled climate. I think what happens is, when you're on site, you're shooting something together, you're up on a ladder, a line of nails miss.
You might miss a
If,
hole.
if
or
you're
something.
sitting in a factory, there's quality control. Everything is kind of perfect. So we actually have to do what's called a blower door test on these to test the efficiency. And we typically pass right at the top edge of that, which
What
is
is
kind of
that
like
called again?
it's called a blower door test. They put a big, just like it sounds like, they
Like
put
a-
a big fan in the door.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And see if any air comes
Right.
out.
Absolutely.
But seriously, how many homes at one time can they build in those? They have to be gigantic warehouses if they're hammering
It's-
out these
what
homes.
is it,
It's about-
150,000
Like those
square-
things
I think
over
it's about
there.
120,000 square feet is their factory. And they have the capacity to do about 10 a week.
10 a week.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty efficient.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And to note, these are all, they're not just cookie cutter product manufacturing line.
Right,
It's-
they're
Right.
each one is-
specifically, yeah,
absolutely. Individually customized, different models, and all that kind of different stuff.
But a lot of the things you get stuck with site-built homes, a lot of the supply chain issues,
Yeah.
et cetera,
Right.
you
They
don't,
don't
have
have
that.
that.
You got a big factory up in Georgia with limitless land,
Gotcha.
with limitless inventory.
Nice. Well, thank you guys for coming
Yeah,
on.
when those folks, whoever's
Go ahead.
getting that house down here,
Yeah,
it'll
we
be
definitely
interesting.
need to be over there and do
I
a
mean, it'll
show
be
as it's being
interesting for
dropped
them
down
to get
right
their
there.
perspective because that's gonna.
Absolutely.
be
The
a
other
big
thing
thing.
too about Meyer Builders is we really try to keep customer service at the core of our foundation, because that stigma of a lot of builders is you're not treated as a human, you're just another number. And we really try to connect and support these people who just lost their homes. It's a traumatic experience, especially if you stayed on the island. And we really try to keep customer service at the root of our
Do
foundation.
you work with
Well-
specific financing companies?
So there's a few banks that we partnered with, as well as some other mortgage brokers that can do construction loans for modular homes. So
Is
it's-
it different than a regular?
It's different just from the regular draw structure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same otherwise, but there's some pretty heavy upfront draws because once the house is done, the house
It's
is
done.
and it's
Right, right,
absolutely-
right.
But I think that something we're really sensitive to, because we see it in the Keys over and over after every storm, is this influx of contractors coming from all over the state. Hey, there's money to be made.
That's
So
right. That's
Right.
right.
That's a real
Yeah.
common problem, and I think
And the
That's-
average
we're
homeowner has
sensitive to
no
that.
clue because they've never had to deal with this before.
Absolutely.
Right.
Wow.
And people get taken advantage of because they want to get back in their homes
Absolutely.
right away.
Yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
that really is kind of the foundation of how our company got started.
Yeah.
So we first started out down in the Keys as spec
Right.
home. We would buy the land, build the house, sell the house. And we had some Miami contractors, unfortunately, who ran off with a bunch of deposits.
Nice.
And Nate ended up getting licensed, and that's how we, we're building for ourselves.
Well, that's a great story right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it really is a testament of who we are and why we focus so much on customer service.
There was
and trust. Absolutely.
There's a question from James. Great question. How do you maneuver these structures around existing infrastructure, electrical, et cetera, or foliage and trees?
And that's a great question. It comes down to the crane operator. That's an excellent question, but we deal with down in the Keys mostly 60 by 100 lots, a lot tighter infrastructure than this. Occasionally we have to drop power lines, which that's about
60 by 100 is tighter than around here.
There are some lots here, obviously, that are super tight.
Right.
But the number one thing is we're experienced, and we've been doing this for the past 6-7 years. Where we've had to drop power lines, where we've had to cut trees down, but a lot of that can be avoided. The problems that could come with that, if you actually know what you're doing, what to expect, knowing where the power lines are. The good thing is here, a lot of the power lines are in the back of the property.
Right.
So whenever we have the crane set up in the front of the property and the boom, lifts the actual house around the property, one of the biggest things to focus on is the trees. But first of all, really is the power lines. So
Cindy,
that is one of the things that we know.
If you hire the crane operator that put in the overpass at Margaritaville, you never have to worry about anything.
Right.
That guy was a master at, well, it was more than a guy, but it's obviously more than a guy.
Right.
So Cindy says, I can't wait for mine to show up. Do you know Cindy?
Yes.
Is she the homeowner we're talking about?
She's one of the homeowners.
Okay. She says,
Ooh, good one.
I'm sure.
That
I'm
was
sure
good.
she would love to have people.
She
buy.
out. Yeah, she. I'll
Nate-
make it.
Cindy is great.
so apparently Nate, Nick, and Pierre work for you. No.
what
Who?
was the
Nate,
question?
she says Nate, Nick, and Pierre. I don't know. Maybe that's her friends. These guys are amazing. Oh, she's telling other
Pierre's
people.
my dad.
She's telling other people that you guys are amazing to work with. So
Thank you, Cindy.
you're
She's
doing
nice
two
to work
homes
with
for
as
them.
well.
Two
Yes.
homes for them, both
Yep.
on the beach.
Yes.
Nice.
Shell
This-
Mound and Coral Road.
Where's Shell Mound? Is that by the Mound House? Shell Mound?
Mid-Island.
If you would watch my bike rides, you would know.
Yeah, she has great bike
There's
rides.
so many side streets.
Did you hear that?
What?
Did you hear what he said?
No, you
I
don't.
said-
You've never seen a single one
I
of
had
them.
this morning. It was sponsored by Alex King.
That was me this morning. You
Oh,
ding
it was
dong.
you
All
this
right.
morning,
but-
Nice try.
You
It was
both
close,
do great
it was
bike
close.
rides.
All right, give everybody the info on how to reach
you
you
couldn't
again.
just let it go.
I know. You
Why
got to
did
be
you gotta
accurate,
do
Garrett.
that?
It's all about fact
Yeah,
checking.
right.
Just ask the mainstream
That's it.
media.
And
It's
he's
all
going to
about
throw his
fact-checking.
mic down and walk off now.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
thank you
contact
guys
me.
so much. I mean,
Absolutely.
seriously, those houses are freaking beautiful,
Thank you
and
very
we
much.
appreciate
And
you guys.
congratulations on your
How old is
baby.
your- how old
how's
is your
baby?
son?
Yeah,
now.
he turns 8 months next week.
He
Wow,
turns
yeah.
8
The
months.
kid, I've never seen that kid not smiling. He's
All he does
always
is
smiling.
Isn't that what babies do?
They're so great.
Until they grow up and they have to vote, then it
Yeah,
all goes to
right,
shit.
right,
It all
right,
goes to shit.
Right. I got ruined at 18.
Who are you guys going to vote for the next
None of your
presidential
business.
election? If
Oh, man.
DeSantis would freaking jump in for crying out loud, but we don't need to talk about that because you piss off half
They
your
all
audience.
suck.
Yeah,
Right, half the audience. Half the audience goes
that's
away.
an easy thing. They all
Absolutely.
suck, and I agree with that
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
So, well, who are you guys going to vote for? Trump or DeSantis or Biden?
Oh my God.
Nobody's
This is
saying
awesome.
anything. Yeah,
He just
They're-
puts it out there.
anybody over 80, right? I mean, that's the
Yeah,
way it
right.
seems like. Nobody under 80 wants to ever run for
prerequisite.
president anymore. So-
Right.
Well, thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for
and
having
a
us.
big hand
Thank
for
you
our
so much.
friends at Meyer Builders. They're doing
Thank
a
you.
fabulous job on the island.
LLC.com.
We hope to see tons of your houses on the beach.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming on. And we know how to get in touch with you because your information is on our website, right? Yes, it is. All right, everybody, before we get to our next guest, we have a special guest in the middle, but I want to tell everybody about Jorge Barrera, who is a sponsor of the show. He's given away $35,000 so far. How about a big hand for Jorge? He's not here today. Why is he not here today? Lazy, SOB. No, he's not lazy. You can also find him at 820 Buttonwood, where he volunteers. And by the way, 820 Buttonwood is FMB Strong, and that's an official 501c3 now. And they are the organization that we're going to be handing a nice, big, fat check to next week after the 5K race, which, by the way, we have 350 people registered for. Yeah, that deserved a round of applause because I did all the damn work. Back to Jorge, though. You can check out his 5-star Zillow reviews. and how his clients describe in detail their positive experience working with Jorge. How could you have a negative experience with that dude? Have you ever talked to him? He's like the happiest guy on the planet. How do you get to be that happy? Give me some of those happy pills, Jorge. I want some of those happy pills. $35,000. By the way, if you need a roof, maybe you have a house and your house doesn't have a roof. Well, rainy season is coming, and that means you're going to get wet because it'll rain on you without a roof. You want to call Liberty Roofing and Construction. They're your trusted roofing company. They have a 50-year warranty. Who does that anymore? Ask your insurance company if they're going to give you some kind of warranty. You know what they're going to say? 50-year warranty from Liberty Roofing and Construction. Call Patrick McKenna at 401-439-9585. 401-439-9585. Want to introduce to you somebody who you may not know, who is very special to us for a specific reason. Now, you have to bring the shirt with you because I want to show everybody why I'm inviting Marina on. Marina is from Canada, right? Sit right here in seat number 2 next to me. Number two and Mike 2. I have it all set up until the cords don't work. But Marina, show everybody. The reason we're showing you this picture of this shirt is because this is Marina's picture. She was the one that took the picture.
My sister wants to take a picture.
Oh, okay.
I brought her from Canada.
We're very casual here. Marina took this picture, which wound up on the shirt, the second version of the shirt. It's a lovely picture of, it looks like you're kind of in the Times Square area when you took the picture because the piers in the background. You got,
Yes.
where were you standing when you took that shot?
I'm
Nice and
not
close.
Sure. I usually like to hang out at Lonnie Kai, so probably
Okay.
from there.
All right. It was a great shot. Her name is right underneath it there. And we've sold, I don't know how many hundreds of those shirts. And
Yeah.
so thank you for taking that shot. And we
No
appreciate
problem.
you doing that. And
I loved it. I didn't think anyone else would like it
oh,
that much.
it was great.
But,
It was great. We did a little,
but-
I think we did a little poll on the website and we
Yeah,
had people voting
yeah,
on it. And look,
yeah.
Dave's looking at
Yeah,
it now.
Yeah.
He's wearing
I
it.
take hundreds of sunset pictures and
Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you come to Fort Myers Beach from Canada? I'm sure it's
From
just
Ca-
as nice as Canada, right?
well, I used to come here with my husband before he passed away. We used to stay at the Pink Shell, and then I fell in love with it. My cousins from Canada all moved here to Sail Harbor, so I always was looking for something around that area, and I'm actually right there now.
Nice. Very
So
nice.
they spend about 5 months here. I spend a couple months.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Well, thank you again for this. And
Yeah.
we have these shirts here. If anyone would like them, we'll also ship them to anywhere in the United States of America. Unfortunately, Canada is a pain in the ass when it
Oh,
comes to
yes.
shipping.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
moly, you got to
They-
fill out a
They want
form.
their duty and their taxes
Oh,
and their everything.
you got to go to the post office and fill out a form, and then you got to pay $900, and there's
Yeah.
a deposit. And so,
Yeah.
if you want a shirt from Canada, you have to come to Fort Myers Beach and pick it up in
Yes,
person.
that's
So,
what I did. I
Thank
told
you.
my sister we got to get up here early and get our shirts.
you bought like a whole pack
Well,
pile
yeah,
of
they
them.
all want them back. Yeah, they all
Thank you.
want me to.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
And thank
yeah,
you for the
10
picture.
shirts I got. Yeah.
Big hand
so,
for Marina and her
Yeah.
great picture, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right. When do you go back to Canada?
Next Friday.
Next Friday. All right. Well, enjoy the beach while you're here. So, okay, Aaron, we'll have you on in 1 minute. My wife is canoodling around doing whatever she does in between guests. Is that a word, Dave? Canoodling? Am I allowed to say that in front of kids? Is that all right? So, an update on the race. The race next week is to benefit FMB Strong, which is a 501(c)(3). And we have so far 350 registered participants. Now, there's a 5K. There's a 1 mile fun run, which isn't timed. No medals for that. It's just for fun. There's also, you can also walk it if you want to just
Yeah.
donate and get on the beach and walk with your friends. And if you want a shirt shipped to you by the time the race starts, you really need to register this weekend because we'll still ship you the shirt, but it probably
We
won't
can't
arrive on
guarantee
time.
that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We have so many shirts that we're shipping right now, which is cool. I mean, that people want to run the race virtually. But the other thing is,
So that's my question. 350 registered, and then how many are virtual?
I think there's probably going to be between 50 and 100 virtual.
Okay.
So my point is that's still 250 people that are coming to the beach on a Saturday morning. So we're going to have a parking map that we post on the Facebook page Monday, because I've been talking to Peter and Chris Primo about Norm's Beach parking lot, and Terry Prasad. Terry is going to take part of the money that he charges people to park, and he's going to donate it to FMB Strong, which is pretty cool. But I want everybody to know where they can park and how much it's going to cost. So the other thing is, there's really no reason for anybody to come down before 6:30.
Yeah.
Especially if you have lights. It's turtle season. If you come down for the race next Saturday and you pull into Lynn Hall parking lot while it's dark, please turn off your lights. The last thing I want is to make Eve angry. I love Eve, and nobody wants turtle time for the right reasons. You don't want to anger the turtles. You want them to be able to nest. I don't think a lot of them nest in the Times Square area, but I could be wrong. They might this year. This could be the year where they.
The other thing is not only that, but when you get out of your car, if you come and it's not light out, what you're going to do is get out and turn the flashlight on your phone, and that's a no-no.
Don't do it.
So
I have purchased turtle-friendly flashlights to help us with the setup.
There's your answer, Marie. We were thinking about that on the way
turtle-friendly
down.
flashlights. Thank you to Cindy Johnson and to
Steve
Jennifer Rusk.
Oh, and thanks to Cindy and Steve for
Our
getting
turtles.
our turtle
I thought,
adoption.
did you bring it
thing.
with you?
I didn't.
Oh,
My
you
name
forgot
says
it with the
Esther.
sweatshirts. It's
Okay.
probably in the sweatshirt box.
You know what? You got your speaker, so
Yeah.
shut up.
Oh, shut up. There are kids in the
Sorry.
house, and you're telling me to shut up. I mean, look at
that's
them.
not nice.
She's like,
No,
you're making them
thank you.
cry already.
That's
the
not
kids
nice.
are over there. Our next guest is Aaron Beasley. Aaron, come on down. Oh,
You're the next contestant.
Your kids are supposed to applaud for you. Your mom's coming on the show. Aaron is here to talk about tides of recovery. Come on down. Everything works, Aaron. Just sit nice and close. There you go.
I love your outfit.
Thanks.
I love elephants. I think they're good luck. Isn't that a thing with elephants?
I think it is a thing.
I
Yeah.
think it is a thing.
I think you just made it up.
No.
She's just going along
No.
with it because you've never heard of elephants being good luck, did you,
No,
Aaron?
I think I have actually.
Yeah.
That's why I
Where
bought
did
the
you hear?
dress.
Where did you hear that they were good luck?
I
Aaron?
don't know.
Okay. All right. Hey, kids, are elephants good luck? Yeah, of course they are. Is that your husband there too?
Yes, it is.
Very nice. How long have you been married?
We've been married a year.
1 year.
Just
Wow,
had our anniversary.
newlyweds.
Very
Yep.
nice.
Congratulations.
Where'd you get married?
We got married up in Trenton.
New Jersey?
Nice.
No, Florida. It's near Gainesville.
Okay.
Oh,
And how
That's
did
where
you?
he's from.
How did you meet?
I'm not going to say anything.
We
about
met at a
Trenton, New
bar.
Jersey.
No.
In downtown Fort Myers.
Which bar was it?
Cowboy Up.
I don't think
Really? No
I've never
joke.
been there. I don't go to downtown Fort Myers. It seems like there's shootings going on now lately.
It's
Well,
been
there
a
was the
while. I
other
don't
night.
think we've ever gone back to that bar.
Good for
since we
you,
met,
yeah.
and
Come
it's
to the
been
beach.
I
It's
think,
six
I've
very
been,
years,
safe
I
here.
think I've been there before.
Cowboy Up? Is it a country band?
Did we go together?
Country bar?
Not really.
It's not a country
No.
bar.
No,
It
it's just
seemed
a
to be,
drinking
which seemed to
bar.
be misnamed. Then it's just a drinking
It's
bar.
a drinking and finding your life partner.
Wow.
Exactly.
Put the moves on her, and here you next thing you know, you're all married. He's got the look on like you say one more thing, and I'm going to come over there and I'm going to snap your neck.
You should have him come over.
All right. So, what is Tides of Recovery, Aaron? First of all, tell us who you are.
I'm Erin Beasley. I'm Vice President of Access Title Agency. We have 5 offices in Southwest Florida, including one here on the beach. It's not quite reopened yet. We're still waiting on air conditioning units, but we're hoping within the next month or so we'll be ready to reopen. We realized in talking to the realtors that have set up trailers to work from the beach, there's still a lot of business. There's still a lot of real estate happening. There's still a lot of purchases and sales. And we felt like we needed to bring the realtors back to the beach. So we've partnered with Movement Mortgage, and we are putting on this event, inviting all local realtors to come to the beach and listen to some of the officials from the town talk about the recovery, talk about all that's happened since the hurricane, all of the rebuilding that's been taking place, and what the future plans are as a ray of hope for them to come back and, and remain doing business on the
So,
beach.
May 17th is the date of the event. It says 100 Lovers Lane. Now, I was on Lovers Lane. Oh, you're right on the corner.
Yes.
Right on the
Yes.
corner of
The
Lovers
yellow
Lane.
building,
And
right?
yeah, that
See-
seemed to withstand
Well,
The
that
storm.
thing looks like
The building
yeah.
withstood the storm.
Yeah.
It just has interior damage that needs to be.
Is it? Are you in it yet? Anybody in that building yet?
Actually, Jackie from the Chamber of Commerce is in there on the second floor
Yep.
already.
Very nice.
Yep, she's set back up there.
So who do you have speaking? You said people from the town.
We do have Jackie from the chamber.
Okay.
The mayor is coming to speak. We're also reaching out to the fire department and police department. We're still waiting for commitments from others from within the city who have a better finger on what's going on.
When the
that can
mayor
speak to
speaks,
that.
there are people in the community. It'll be good because there's a drinking game that goes along with every time the mayor does a, like he says in the box, or he says, I'll get back to you. Then people take a drink. So that's good that you're going to have, is it going to be broadcast streaming somewhere or anything?
Well,
like
we were
that?
hoping you would be there to do that
Okay.
for us.
May 17th at
Yes.
5:30. What day of the week is that?
That is
It's a
a
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I think I could do that. Yeah.
That would be
I
wonderful.
come down to the beach.
You can.
and- What?
I have a commitment that day, but he.
How does
will
she even
be-
know she has a commitment that day? Like, I mean, she's got like a
It's
memory.
my
Like,
mother's birthday,
Oh,
so
it
I've
is,
already
She's the
committed
memory
to
of an
that.
elephant.
Don't worry about it. It's our mom's birthday. I'll be here.
Oh, stop that. We're going out to dinner.
Where are you taking your mom for her birthday?
I'm taking her.
We have food. We're offering food.
I appreciate
Her
that.
mom would prefer to be on the beach than somewhere. Where are you
Yeah,
taking her?
We're gonna go to Cooper's Hawk.
Okay.
Very
Where is
nice.
that? Is that in Naples?
There's the new. Well, how would you know there's one in Naples?
It sounds like a Naples thing.
No,
Cooper's
no.
Hawk.
So now there's one. They just put one in not too long ago at 6 Mile and Daniels.
So the
Sorry, this Cooper's Hawk. We
Yeah.
we have
How
no.
old is your mom going to be?
Ooh, not a good question.
Yeah. What? When you get to a certain age, nobody cares.
You
Like
stop counting.
75,
Yeah,
76?
around there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
How old is your?
She's now not coming.
Yeah.
Now she just typed in there. She's not coming.
I
'cause
can't
she
believe
hates you.
he asked your age. So what is the goal of the meeting? What do you want people to learn from it? See, we
Well,
can go in and we can weave in it out. Sometimes we get personal and she
Yeah.
takes insults me and then we
That's
come
okay.
right back to the topic.
I completely understand how
Thank
that goes.
Yeah.
That new pool. You're going to be at the bottom of that when
I
she
did.
gets
I
here.
did. Dave, I jumped in the pool last night just to test out the water. It's freaking freezing, right? Wow.
Yeah.
We definitely, if her mom's going in the pool, it's going to need the heater a few days. But so what is the goal of the meeting? Like, what are you trying to get across?
The goal is to get local realtors back on the beach because we have so many realtors that are associated with brokerages on the beach, but they're working off island.
Mhm.
And we want them to come down and see what's happening because
do you
a lot
think
of
the
them haven't
hold
even
back-
come to the island since the hurricane.
And what do you attribute that to? Why do you think they haven't come back?
I
as of
think
yet?
from what feedback I've received, some people get very emotional when they come to the beach because all they see is the destruction. And if they haven't been here since right before the hurricane, they don't realize how much has been cleaned up and how far the city has come and how much the city has
Mhm.
done to bring everything back and try to get everything cleaned up so we can start thriving again and the businesses can thrive and we can have visitors coming in. And we've seen it because we come down here all the time to check on our office and we think, the people that are moving the properties need to be here to see it as well.
Are you busy yet?
We're busy. We've definitely picked up. It was slower after the hurricane, but things have picked up. Nowhere near where we were last year,
Sure.
though. So the hurricane has definitely caused an impact on the industry.
And the values of properties and houses it's insane that it continues to go up despite the destruction. And I'm glad for people.
Yeah, the property values have held strong, which I think is surprising to a lot of people. We expected
At least a
more
little
of a
dip.
downturn.
It seems like it went up
No, I'm
since
just-
the
Yeah.
storm.
So explain what does a title company do? We had a title company for a house that we were going to purchase,
Sir, no pictures.
and we were
No
sitting.
pictures allowed.
We were sitting at the table for the closing, and it didn't happen because there was a problem with the title. You would think like you should know that in advance, right?
You should know that in
does it-
advance,
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, I was like, okay, I guess we're not buying this house.
So-
So what does a title?
Yeah, I got a
Just let
story.
it- all right,
I got a story
Let
I
her
want to tell.
answer that. So
Yeah.
what does a title company do? Why is that important? Well, it's not. It's mandatory, right?
It's mandatory if you're financing the purchase of a property. If it's cash, you don't have to use a title company. You don't have to use a realtor, but I always strongly recommend it. We have a lot of vacant land in our market, Cape Coral, Lehigh. We still have parts of Naples that are land that are being purchased, but we have a lot of absentee owners. So there's a lot of fraud happening in our industry. The purpose of title insurance is to do a full search on the property history and make sure there's no liens or judgments
That's
or
the thing
any
I wa-
other people who
That's
have ownership
well, you know the
rights.
history, I'm sure, of the Junkanoo house.
Yes, I'm
that was
familiar.
like a major
That's crazy.
clusterfester when the
Yes.
lady thought that. I think she jumped the gun a little bit too, but she thought that just because she was going through the sale with the owners of the house that it was going to be okay. Well, meanwhile, the town's got a lien on that house because it's connected to different properties on the beach, and she starts moving in her furniture, and
That
then
was a while back, yeah.
realizes that there's no way she's closing on that house. I mean,
Right.
maybe she will down the line.
When I
But
heard about that story, I was shocked. And all I thought is, why wasn't that picked up in the title search?
right, but what were you shocked? Like, were you shocked that she didn't really do the research, or that somebody didn't
title
tell her
company-
That
about
the
it?
title company didn't
Oh,
find it.
oh, there was a title company. I was just
Well,
assuming there wasn't.
Maybe
I
there
have to-
wasn't. Maybe there wasn't.
And that's why there should always
Oh,
be.
for sure, yeah.
Because there could always be, I've seen some really crazy things like 2 owners ago still has some kind of claim.
Yeah,
to
that's what
the
happened
title
with
that
us.
has
We
to
were
be
sitting
cleared.
at the
And to
table.
try to find an owner
You
that
weren't
owned
there.
it 20 years ago
Yeah.
sometimes is very difficult.
The
Yeah.
woman's husband called in and they were supposed to be divorced. And he's
Oh,
like, no, I
okay, yeah.
still own the house. And I'm like, we are like, I'm living in a
We weren't-
hotel, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
we weren't living there, but I did start to move my stuff into the garage, thinking, "Well, they'll work it out. People work things out all the time." It's like, "Oh no, they're not working that out. Get the hell out of the house." It wound up having Chinese drywall in it anyway,
Oh,
which was
stop.
fine.
You're totally making it.
I am not. That had Chinese drywall in it. That was the Chinese drywall era.
And you dodged a bullet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, we dodged it.
Yeah.
You know what? It was too
Are we
good of
too
a deal
loud?
to be true.
Oh, sorry. I just want to make sure we're not. She gets very loud, so I want to make sure that we're not too loud.
They don't want to hear about Chinese drywall
I
while
know.
they're trying to eat.
She has a bad Chinese drywall experience. The minute she heard that, it triggered her. I'm just kidding. No, but that was I think we had a title company that was telling us get the hell out of that house. They're never getting divorced. So, what are some of the other crazy stuff that you've
I don't
run
remember
into?
the
Like,
drywall.
I'd have to say the craziest thing, this is kind of grim, but in my mind, when I think about crazy things that can happen in title, this is what I always think of. A couple years ago, it wasn't a branch of mine. I was with a different company. It was up in
She's going to
Orlando.
distance herself from this story.
I'm definitely distancing myself. It was up in Orlando. One of our offices had a contract to handle a sale. The owner of the property was incarcerated for murdering his wife in the home.
I see.
And because of that, the underwriter said, you can't close on this because he cannot receive proceeds and benefit from the
Yes,
sale of
that's
this
right.
property
Because he murdered his wife. Yep.
in the home. Yes. And he was incarcerated for that. So we had to go through all kinds of legal.
Well, that's a
processes
Debbie
and-
Downer there.
Yes.
Wow.
So, like, if
But
you.
that, I mean, it's the craziest thing. And I've been doing this for 27 years. I had never heard
Wow.
of that. It
Yeah.
never came up. But you always have new things.
I mean,
coming up
whether
and-
he murdered her in the house or out of the house, it still wouldn't have gone through.
Yeah.
But that makes
Probably.
it even extra
Yeah.
gross.
Because
Yeah,
they still
no, if
have
you-
that. What is that spray color stuff that they put all over the
The
house?
blue
Luminescent
Yeah.
stuff
Some one
that-
night you'll be
yeah.
sleeping in your
Blue
bed and
limit
turn off the lights, and then all of a sudden you'll see splatter of red blood splatter everywhere on the walls.
No.
No,
Way to
that's
take
just
it
on
down.
TV.
No, but you cannot collect on
CSI.
I didn't
a
know
life
that.
insurance policy. No. If
So
you
what
were-
happened to the house?
Honestly, I don't know. I think they found an heir or someone
Yeah.
else in the family, but
Wow.
we had to have the incarcerated person sign an affidavit.
I mean, who wants to live in a
So
house
then it
where
goes
that
to
happens?
the heir, and then the heir can
Correct.
sell
That
it.
house should be 50% off. I mean, there needs to be some kind of death discount on a house like that.
I'm sure there was full disclosure by the realtor.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Do you have to disclose
You're
that?
supposed to, yes.
yeah. You're supposed to. That doesn't sound
Supposed
like
to.
you have to.
I'm not a realtor, so,
So, I mean-
don't-
Or
I
a
don't- I
lawyer,
don't get
right?
involved-
So
or a
yeah,
lawyer,
yeah.
Now more than ever, you really do need a. I mean, I'm not saying this. You're not a sponsor of the show, so I'm not saying this because you, for any other reason. Like what's going on this beach, you really need somebody to research the title.
Absolutely.
There's no two ways about it. You should
It's not
not.
something a general person can do. I mean, it would take
No,
like you
There's a
have to-
lot available through Lee County Public Records, but Our underwriters that do the title searching and the examination for us have access to other databases
Uh-huh.
that see things that the rest of us can't see. For instance, probate, when someone in title is deceased and probate needs to be filed, that goes through the courts, not through public records.
Oh,
Those
boy.
are all things that we have to research to make sure that the proper people are signing off on
And
a
you,
sale.
and that's your job. So you know how to do it,
Correct.
where the average person who's dealing with,
Wouldn't know what to look for.
especially what they're dealing with now. I
Right.
mean, you're dealing with, and it's not like it breaks your bank. It's a fee for it, but you're not going to go
There's
broke.
a premium. It's
Yeah.
like any other type of insurance. It's regulated by the state. So the amount is set. It's based on the purchase price. It's a one-time premium that's paid at closing. It's not like auto or homeowners where you have to pay every year to renew. It goes up to your closing date and ensures that when you purchase that property, you've purchased it free and clear and you have your owner's
There
policy
you go.
to prove that.
And then if something happens, which would never happen with your title company, but I'm saying if that's the whole point of the insurance, then if somebody pops up wherever and lays claim, you've got that insurance policy to kind of
Correct.
cover you.
And if the title company missed something, you have right to file a claim and be reimbursed for your losses.
So,
Although you might have to move out of the house, but yeah.
so
okay.
are you looking for more real estate agents to show up to this, or the general public?
It's geared towards the real estate agents. We do recognize, especially on the island, there are homeowners that might be interested in hearing the information as well. So we're not exclusively saying only realtors can attend, but if any homeowners came, we would want it to be people on the island who need to hear the messages as well.
And it's in the big yellow building at the corner of Lovers Lane and Estero Boulevard. May 17th, Kim's mom's birthday. She'll turn 76 that day, from 5:30 to 7:30. And food will be served. The mayor will be speaking there. There'll be drinking games on the Facebook if you watch.
She's turning 66. Idiot.
And Jackie will be there from the chamber. And you'll let us know if there's going to be more speakers that you have.
Absolutely.
Who would you like to have?
Wow.
Stuttering there a little bit. Who would you like to have? Am I allowed to say stuttering, or I just got canceled because I said that? Who else are you shooting for?
It's a fluency issue.
We were thinking the police chief and fire chief would be helpful because they see a lot of
Yeah.
the ins and outs of all the changes, and they've really got a pulse on what's happening in the city as well.
Yeah. All right. So anything else you want people to know about it?
I think we covered it.
Yes, we did.
I think
and we,
you covered it.
and we covered your personal life too.
You
and
did.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
And congratulations.
yeah.
Thanks.
On
one
being
year.
a bride.
When is your
Thank
1 year
you. You're right.
anniversary?
It was April 9th.
What did he do something nice for you?
We went to Key West.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Did you
Our
go?
place.
Did
We
you
got
go?
Did you
tattoos.
stay at that guy's house?
Did you go to a
He's-
modular home? Is it called a modular home? I don't even want to call it something that it's not.
Don't say manufacturing.
So where did you stay down there?
Where did I forget where we stayed this past time?
the Key
It was
West?
last minute. We
Yeah.
didn't find our usual.
What is it?
but
What is there to do at Key West other than walk around Duval Street and drink?
Museums.
Oh, there's museums down there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
must have
there's
missed
lots
that
of
the last
museums.
trip
You
I
can
was
go
down there
fishing.
drinking.
You can go out boating.
Oh.
You can do a lot of
Yeah,
things
okay.
down
All
there.
right. Well, then maybe next time we go. Where did
I'm not going.
now
again
when
with
you have two daughters,
I have 2 daughters and I have 2 sons that are grown,
two
Wow.
sons.
grown and out of the house.
The daughters are
The waves pushed in through the window.
we're back. You see, the thing is, I have 2 power
Oh,
packs.
here we
Now,
go.
I know, Aaron, you don't want to hear
It's
my
too loud, it's
problems.
too loud.
Please
but-
do tell me, Ed.
I have 2 power packs,
That was good.
but apparently this one power pack, I have to get rid of and get something new, or I could just run an extension cord to the outlet over here. But I like to be self-contained. I like to do a show where I don't need anybody's help. I have my own phone, I have my own internet, I have my own power. But this power pack,
So
I
today
need
you
a
didn't-
stronger power pack.
Yeah.
No,
Today
that
you
one
didn't
usually-
have your own power.
Dear,
Today you
that-
had broken
It's only
cords.
1204. That power pack usually lasts longer than an hour, so it's totally deficient. I need to call Jeff Bezos and give him this piece of crap back that I bought from him. What were we talking about before we lost power? Oh, we were talking about your husband.
Oh,
Yeah, what does he
yes.
do for a living?
He works for a bank,
Which bank is that?
TD Bank.
TD Bank.
Mhm.
Nice.
Is that a local bank?
Somewhat.
yeah.
Estero, I think, is the
He
closest.
wants
branch.
nothing to do with
Yeah,
anything.
he is
that,
like walk
yeah.
this back.
Oh no, I was asking you about your daughters. What are they going to be when
Oh.
they grow up?
I don't know. It changes.
Yeah.
Naya?
Why don't you guys want to come over and be on the show? And the kids.
You have to ask her.
Oh, sorry.
first.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably not on social media
No.
at all.
Oh, look
Right.
at the shirt.
My mom is my hero. Very nice. That's
Wow,
perfect.
nice.
Perfect. What do you want to be when you grow
Well,
up?
let her say your name. What's your name?
She's totally stage. She's got total
What's
stage
your name?
fright
Say your
right
name.
now.
Breathe.
This is Naya.
Nice. And
She's very nervous. It's
and
just Facebook.
Naya
It's
is
not regular.
9.
Yeah. Naya.
And what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a babysitter.
A
a
babysitter.
babysitter.
Well,
Nice.
that would be very
Nice.
nice.
Good with
Yeah.
the kids. And then Ava.
I want to be a film editor.
A film editor. Okay.
She's
Well,
turning 12 this month.
12. Oh, they're reaching the perfect age.
Yes.
12, 13, 14 was the most glorious age to have a daughter.
Yes. So much
Yes.
fun.
Well, thank
Well,
you
thank
guys.
you
Where
guys
did,
for coming.
Did your
I'm
mom
so
make you
scared.
wear that shirt or did you want to wear that shirt? Oh, I see. Very nice. What school do you guys go to?
We go to Heights Elementary.
Very nice.
I go to Lexington.
Okay, very
Nice.
cool. Do you do like sports and or theater or
I'm in a musical,
what is the
Nice.
musical?
Beauty and the Beast.
Wow.
Oh.
Can you sing a little song
No.
for us right now?
Are you?
Are you
What's
singing
your
a song?
character?
She sings every second
Wow.
when she's at home.
Well, come on,
She's
sing us
always
a little
singing.
bit. Yeah.
No, don't put her on
Well, you don't
the
have to.
spot.
Like Beauty and the Beast. Is that what that big lion thing? Was it the lion that was in the
Are you talking the,
Disney
Lion
movie?
King?
No, what's the Beauty and the Beast? It's
Yeah,
a big
Beast.
animal.
It's a Disney movie.
Oh, it's
yeah,
the Beast.
he looks
We
like
went
a
and
big
saw
lion.
it
I
in
think
New
we
York
went and saw
City
that.
a million years ago.
We did on Broadway.
Yep.
Yeah, and we had dinner at that Italian place. What
Yep.
was the name of that place?
Where it's family style. It's very
yeah, what's
famous.
the name of that?
Yes,
Very
Carmine's.
nice. Look at you in
Ding,
New York
ding,
City.
ding. Have you
Love
been
that
there?
house. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
obviously.
with all the
Amazing.
pictures of the stars
Yeah.
on the walls. Wow, wow, small world.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
well,
when
I think a lot of people have been to Carmine's.
really
I don't think
That's
it's that
where-
small.
we went up to the studio and saw cousin Brucey from
Uh-huh.
at the time I think it was WABC radio, but
We did a carriage ride in Central Park.
we did.
Yeah, it was
Was that
fun.
me?
It was you.
Those horses can put out a lot of poop, by the way. and
Yes, they can.
Grand what was it? Central Park. Yeah.
Okay,
What was the
did
name
you
of
say Grand Central
Grand
Station?
Central Park? What was the name? What's the name of the restaurant in Central Park?
Oh, that one I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, we went
That's
there.
it.
What was the name of it?
Tavern on the Green.
Yes, that's right. That's right. What was? I know this is a little bit sad, but
gonna
what
go
was the
eat.
name of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
restaurant at the very top of the World Trade Center back in the day? Does anybody remember? Anybody?
Bye.
No? What's that? That's right. Windows of the World. I was there one time. That was pretty cool. It turned around, didn't it? It went around. That was right.
Yeah.
Wow, that was 100 years ago. I can't believe I remember
I
that.
wasn't with
So-
you. I don't remember that.
All right. Well, Aaron, thank you so much. We went way off topic there, but that's what
That's
Kim
okay.
does when she's in charge
Yeah,
of the
right.
show. So May 17th at the Big Yellow Building at the corner of Lover's Lane. Now,
And a
there's some houses on Lover's Lane that did not fare well, like 3 or 4 of them
Yes.
right behind your
It's a
building.
little
Yes.
tiny, and it's a tiny street. It's a short street.
It's like
It
got
is.
5 houses on it. But then
The house right next to our office, it looks like the upstairs, what used to be an outside patio, is actually the living room. It was all enclosed. Now it's
Wow.
all exposed.
you can see the chairs
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
sitting right up
Yeah.
there, like nobody touched it since
Right.
the storm.
Right.
Which is what you see a lot on the island, unfortunately. And then you go down, I don't know, it's probably not Lover's Lane, but it's the next street over to the historical building down there, which is right by the kayak launch.
Oh, the Mound House?
Mound
Yeah.
House?
No, Matanzas Pass Preserve back there behind the school.
Oh, the Estero
Yeah.
Island Historical.
It looked like
Society
the building
cottage,
did fairly well. I mean, it
I
needs
know
some
that
work.
little cottage. I know. That's crazy.
You know what it looked like too? Well, Meyer's side was totally demolished over there, but it looks like the library basically blocked the church from the destruction, because the church is really
the Methodist church there?
it's really pounded right up against the side of although nothing's open, and we're hoping to get a tour of inside the library in the next few weeks. But so May 17th from 5:30 to 7:30,
bringing it back around.
And I'll never forget my place. And we hope to see you there. Well, I know we'll see you there, right? If you're not there, then that's going to be screwy. And some real estate agents, and the mayor will be there, because the mayor goes everywhere. I mean, just all you need to do is call him and he'll be there, which is nice that he'll show
around
up.
Town.
He's actually a mayor that communicates with the public, which is something that, is
Absolutely.
kind of nice.
Very important.
I know.
Anything else you want to get out
Um,
before you're like, let me get out of here?
I'm sure I could go into all kinds of other things about my husband.
Well, give-
and
Oh,
my
Well,
kids.
go right ahead then. I mean, geez.
I'll leave that to you guys, because
All
you
right.
seem to be doing a really great job with it.
Erin Beasley, everybody, May
Thank you
17th.
so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Erin.
Thank you.
I hope you guys got the audio back. Is the audio back? I think the audio's back. If not, you're not missing anything spectacular, except that I need to tell you about Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. It's like the Cheers of Fort Myers Beach, except for it's down by the Walmart. It's across from the Walmart over there. Thank you, Gabriella. And Gabriella, I want to thank you for posting all that information. Yes, you can find the race info at that link that she posted. There's also a news story on our website, Beach Talk Radio News, that kind of gives you the number of registrations. Again, I'll get back to Valerie's in a second, but if you want to register for the race and you need a shirt shipped, you really need to do it today, because we're going to ship the shirts on Monday and hope they get to you by Friday, so that you can take a picture on Saturday when you're doing your virtual run or walk or whatever you're doing. Now, you can't win a medal if you're doing the run virtually. I mean, I'm sorry about that, but I mean, you got to be on the beach in order to win a medal. But obviously, it's a donation. The money's going to FMB Strong. We're at 350, and I hope when I go home after the show, it's going to be 375. Valerie's Liquors and Lounge, because Cheers isn't the only bar where everyone knows your name. It's Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. I said it backwards. They've been bringing fun and festivity to Fort Myers Beach since 2002. That's like over 20 years. 2002, yeah. That's more than 20 years. They're located in the Indian Creek Plaza on San Carlos Boulevard. As the go-to hangout spot for locals, they're always devoted to having good times and a fun, engaging atmosphere. You saw Valerie on the show a few weeks ago. They are ready to rock and roll over across from the Walmart. And finally, ATM Mortgage Advisors. You need to purchase a mortgage, refinance a mortgage, reverse mortgages, home equity lines of credit. Jeff Tarbell is your man. He's the partner and originator at ATM Mortgage. Call Jeff. Please call Jeff at 916-718-5171. 916-718-5171. Because you might be waiting on your insurance proceeds. And in that case, you might be waiting until the next Ali Frazier fight before you see anything. So you want to give Jeff a call at 916-718-5171 and get some Monet. Yeah, huh? Rebuild that house. Maybe call the folks at Meyer Builders and get one of those cool looking houses that they're building right now in Georgia. All right, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for coming to Wahoo Willies. And we will see you Monday night with you coming on the show again, or? Wait. Oh, you get all the applause. I got Jack. And we'll see you Saturday. No show here next Saturday. No show here, because we'll be in Times Square broadcasting the race live, the awards live, and the check presentation live. The race kicks off at 8 o'clock in Times Square. We're going to have our tent set up with all the merchandise, and all the money is going to FMB Strong. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye-bye. Does anybody own the red car out in the parking lot? If you own the red car in the parking lot, anybody?